Hey everyone, my name is Chris Opfer. I am so excited to be here with you as part of this 2021 Virtual Grand Convention. What an awesome convention this has been so far. And first of all, I really want to thank Young Living for honoring me and allowing me to come speak with you. But I really want to thank you for clicking on this video and letting me be a part of your day. This is just so much fun, and I really hope you all are enjoying yourselves. Now, just a quick tidbit about me, because, us Royal Crown Diamonds like to talk about ourselves quite a bit. I have been around Young Living really since 1994. My mother enrolled when I was just 9 years old. I started teaching with her, when I was 10 years old. Really grew up in this company, grew up using these products, grew up loving Young Living and everything that Young Living was. I then went to college and law school and kind of pursued my passion that way. Ended up quitting being a lawyer and coming back to do this full time several years ago. So that's kind of my quick story. That's why I'm here. That's why you get to sit here and listen to this red bearded guy talk to you a little bit about business today. That's what we're going to dive into. And we're really going to talk about kind of business by the numbers and some statistics, and hopefully give you some idea of why Young Living has made the changes that they're making, and also what that means for your business and why I'm actually really excited about it. So now, before we dive into talking about business and everything else, I want to do something kind of fun. So what you are missing by, sitting at home and not being a part of an in-person event, which none of us are, right? But we all used to love going to these in-person events, is we used to have like 20,000 walking diffusers at these conventions. And so wherever you are in the world, wherever you are in your house or a friend's house or an event center or wherever you're doing this, I want you guys to grab a bottle of oil. This is my personal favorite. This is Shutran. I love this. I wear this every day as a cologne. Go ahead and put some oils on, guys. It's so much fun. I do this with almost every event that I ever put on. And this way we're getting our oils on and we are all having a good time. So, and now you get to be a walk-in diffuser, even if it's just for yourself or for 10 people that you're with. So I now want to talk about some things that we know coming into a Young Living business. All right. Now, I have to say this, and this is kind of meant as a joke, but also kind of serious. Stats don't care about your feelings, okay? They don't care really what you think, but it's just kind of what is true. Now, I say that because I know some people kind of come into this and they have some feelings about things, or they say, well, this has worked in my business, and that is awesome. And if you've ever talked to a green personality, they don't care about your feelings either. I'm just kidding. But seriously, though, this is what we have seen over the last 27 years. These are some stats from Young Living, and I want you to take them all with a grain of salt, okay? Things may be different for you. Your group may be different. You may have built your group differently. You may be building your group differently, right? And there's always exceptions. So again, please, when I'm giving you these numbers, just understand that these are the general statistics. These are some general numbers and some food for thought as you go forward in your Young Living journey. So let's talk about some numbers and some truisms. So roughly 90% of people in Young Living will not share with another person. Okay, roughly 90% will not share with another person. Now, what's interesting about this is this doesn't mean that they don't want to, right? It just means that they don't. So it just means that, again, about 10% of people will share. Now, I think there's a lot of reasons why somebody doesn't share with somebody. And in fact, we did a class a number of years ago that was kind of this modified intro with a bunch of new people and some other people who had been around Young Living. And at the end, we just, and again, this is all an anecdote, but we pulled the class and we said, okay, so how many of you want to do this as a business? And only a handful of people raised their hand out of this entire it was a ballroom filled with people. And then we said, well, how many of you want to just share with a friend or two? And almost every hand went up in the room. So I think a lot of people want to share Young Living. They just don't for any number of reasons. Maybe they don't know how. Maybe they're intimidated. For whatever the reason is, maybe the timing isn't right for them, or they don't know with whom they want to share. And we're going to talk about some more of those things as we go through this today. Now, like I said, we know that then if you're any good at math at all, we take 90%, that leaves 10% of people roughly that will share with people. Now, I will tell you, there are some groups in Young Living that are over 20%. Over 20% of their groups have shared. Now, this means, right, just logically, right, that you have to share with people, we'll share with 10 people or help people share with 10 people to get one who will share, right? So you have to enroll, again, as you're watching this, we've made this shift to, customers and brand partners. You have to bring in 10 customers roughly to get one person that might be willing to share. Now, again, we're hoping these numbers will change over these next few years with these amazing changes that Young Living has made recently. But for now, we know that we roughly have to bring in 10 to get one who's going to share. And we don't know where that person will be. We also don't know when that person will want to share. Maybe they want to share on day one. Maybe it's day 180, whatever it is. But we know that that's roughly that statistic, right? So let's keep going with some more statistics. My greens are totally nerding out. My blues are like, when are we get to some fun? Chris is making some good jokes. Yellows are like, I don't care unless we can help people. And reds are saying, how is this going to help my business? So I'm going to get there for all of you. So we also know that approximately 6% of people will really want to build Young Living seriously as a business. And again, I'm hoping this number is going to change a little bit, but this has been pretty consistent over time. Now, what's interesting is there's no time frame to this, right? Some people come in and on the third or fourth day say, hey, you know what? But today they might say, I want to switch over to being a brand partner. That's great. Some people might do that in a month or 6 months or 3 years or 10 years. I know there's a diamond in Young Living that she waited about 20 years before she really even started building. So it's interesting that we are all on our own journey. We're all on our own time frame. And if you're married or have kids, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So again, we know that, again, roughly 6% of people are going to do this actively as a business. Now, if you're a red, you're sitting there freaking out because you're saying, wait a second, these numbers aren't great, right? These are not my favorite numbers. I want 100% of people to do this as a business. If you're a yellow, you're saying, I want 100% to do this as a business because I want to be able to help that many more people. Well, here's what I love about these statistics. What they show, right? What they show is that somewhere between 90 and 94% of people in Young Living are coming here really just for the products, right? And I would argue that everybody comes here for the products. Just think about what brought you into Young Living, right? What excited you about Young Living was probably a product. It was something you were seeking to change in your life. And what's so fascinating about this to me is that means that we're a products first company. Most other network marketing companies really can't say that, right? They really can't say that they're a products first company, but we can. That's what we're here for. We are all about our products. If you check out our website, it doesn't say business, 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 business. It says, here are all these great products. You should try them out. Let's help people live happier and healthier lives. So here's some other kind of fun, not fun statistics. Okay, so we know that approximately 90% of all people who come into Young Living with a premium starter kit, okay, premium starter kit. These are now, we've kind of transitioned away, if you live in the United States, from a premium starter kit to starter bundles. If you're around the world, you still have premium starter kits. And again, you're going to kind of see this change over the next few years. And there's a reason we're making that change, right, to more directed starter bundles as opposed to just a premium starter kit. But we know that roughly 90% of people who come into Young Living with just a premium starter kit, nothing else, no lifestyle products, just a premium starter kit, 90% will go inactive within a year. Okay, a substantial portion of those people will never even place a second order. So again, when you look at that, at first you say, well, yeah, but I love the PSKs. Well, we all do, right? We love those 12 oils that come in those. And but yet they don't really seem to serve people because we're not getting that retention, right? We're losing 90%. A flip, kind of way of looking at that is that we have to enroll 10 on a premium starter kit to keep one. That's a lot of work, right? That is a substantial amount of work and a substantial amount of effort for both you and all of those people. Plus, think about if we're not retaining those people, there's got to be some disappointment in there, not just for you, but for those customers who came in with those premium starter kits. Maybe we didn't solve something for them. Maybe we didn't help them. Maybe they didn't get what they were seeking. So again, we just kind of know that's another statistic. Another fun kind of fact, all right, is that we have roughly a 3% attrition rate in Young Living, meaning roughly 3% of our group is going to drop off every single month. Now, if you're a younger group, this may not apply to you. And by the way, I know I've been listing a lot of statistics, and you're going to be okay. All right, for like we're going to get through this, but I'm giving you all of this to kind of to set up everything else that we're diving into here in just a few minutes. But we have a roughly 3% attrition rate in Young Living. And again, if you have a young group, that may not apply to you. All right, you might not have any attrition right now, or very low attrition, maybe 1%. If you have, there's certain groups again that this doesn't apply to you in the same way, but on average, we have about a 3% attrition rate, which means you have to be bringing in more than the attrition. So if you are bringing in 4% new people and you're losing 3, you're net positive 1, right? So you still have growth there. The reason I bring that up to you is that that's something with every business, right? Every business has an attrition rate. We always have to make sure we're beating that attrition rate if we want to continue to grow our Young Living businesses, but also to get oils in every home all around the world. Now, we also know that if someone has just one person in their downline, they are twice as likely to order again. Now, this is an interesting fact, right? If just one person, so if we help just one person share, just one, share with one, right? They are twice as likely to order again. Now, why is that? They probably feel connected. And again, this is just my kind of speculation here. They feel connected. They've helped someone. And it could be a chicken or the egg thing. We don't really know. But either way, it's a good statistic for us, right? So we know if someone has 5 people in their downline, they are almost certain to order every single month and stay in Young Living. There's kind of this magic number right around 5. So if we can help people share with others and even get some small groups going, 5 kind of seems to be this magic number. If we can get somebody to their 3rd and their 6th order, right, they are substantially more likely to stay in Young Living. I think, again, is this a chicken or the egg? Are people ordering because they want to order and they were going to stay in anyway or not? I don't really have a good answer for you there. But what I can tell you is that when we are talking about getting people to those 3rd orders, those 6th orders, these are lifestyle orders, right? These are people who are now using products every single month, right? These are people who are using the hand soaps, using our shampoos and body washes and oils with kids, with the Kid Sense line and everything like that. So speaking of lifestyle, if someone places a lifestyle order, and I'll explain what I mean by that, they're substantially more likely to reorder. This is kind of a hard statistic to follow. So we just know that they have a much greater propensity to reorder. So what do I mean when I say lifestyle order? A lifestyle order can be a bundle or a premium starter kit, again, depending on where you are in the world right now, plus another product, maybe plus, I don't know, some baby lotion, right? Or some toothpaste or some of the awesome new Thieves sanitizing wipes. Whatever it is, that would be a lifestyle order. But it also doesn't have to be that high. It can be something low. It can just be some hand soap and some lavender oil or whatever it is. So again, that's what we really should be focusing on, the lifestyle component of this versus a single product, right? We shouldn't be trying to fit people into a product. We shouldn't be trying to fit people into a kit. And you're going to see me talking more about that as we go through this. Now, people will share. This is a truism from all of network marketing. Okay, this is not specific to Young Living. People will share, meaning duplicate, okay, in the same way that they were shared with. So if somebody enrolls just with a PSK, they think that they have to enroll somebody just with a PSK. If somebody enrolls and shares with and they were shared with like a lifestyle type order or something around that, they're going to share lifestyle. It's really interesting. So solution-oriented equals solution-oriented. And you're probably even thinking about that with yourself. However you came into Young Living is probably how you started to share, if you started to share at all. So let's talk about what this Young Living journey really looks like very quickly, right? So people come to Young Living seeking to change something, right? They're seeking to, like I said, enhance something. They want to support a part of their life, right? Maybe they want to green their home. Maybe they want less chemicals in their life. Whatever it is, there's something that they want, right? And then so they come into Young Living, and then that's the first step, right? There's something that they're coming to us for a reason. The next step is that we hope that we have to achieve these steps. They have to have a good experience, right? We have to help them meet their goal. If somebody wants to green their home and I give them a bottle of Shoe-Tran, does that help them? Maybe, because they get rid of some of their nasty cologne, but it really doesn't help them overall. Whereas like the Thieves line would be much more directed at that and be much more helpful to that person and allow them to have a better experience. So then what's interesting is once we kind of tackle that first reason that brought them into Young Living, oftentimes they have something else, right? They say, well, I want to start exploring getting oils on my kids, or maybe I want to support my emotions a little bit, or whatever it is. They want that second experience, or third or fourth or fifth experience, right? They want to keep going there, and we have to give them that good experience again. So now here's what's interesting. So let's assume we've met those steps. They come in, they're seeking to change something. We've given them a good experience. They want to change something else. We've given them another good experience. Now they usually have a friend or two who are oftentimes wanting to change the same things, right? Or something similar. And these new members or these new customers to Young Living will say, and again, you can see I'm kind of using terms because we're in the midst of this change. These new customers will say, hey, I think I have a friend or two that are interested, but here's the interesting part. They're not going to call you. I'm not going to have somebody call me up and say, hey, Chris, my friend Nancy really wants, to do what I did. They don't do that. Okay. They don't want to bother us. They think we're too busy. It's pretty rare. All right. And again, I've been around this for 27 years. It's pretty rare that they're going to call you. Usually we have to reach back out to them. That's our job, right? We are here to support these wonderful people in this business. So again, they might have a friend or two that are interested. They're not going to tell us, but it's our job to help them share. It's our job to help them meet the needs of their friends. Now, again, we help them share with a friend or two by using whatever system that we are using. All right. There's pros and cons to each, but there's virtual intros with scripts, and there's sharing videos that you can text to people and email to people. There's Facebook intros, there's small home gatherings, there's one-on-ones, there's social media posts, whatever it is, whatever that you're doing and that you're finding success with. And please do something that other people have been successful doing. I have all sorts of other things I've talked about in regards to that. I'm not going to dive into that today, but find something that people have been successful with that you can do as well. Now, what's interesting is those new friends who just came into Young Living, they're just starting their Young Living journey. They have to have the few good experiences. Then they may want to share, right? Not everybody's going to want to, but some will. Now, this new sharer may, again, depending on how they're enrolled, if they're a brand partner, whatever, they may get a check, whatever. That's part of this journey, and or at least the potential of a check, which is often exciting to people. And then some, not all, but some will want to share again. Are you guys kind of seeing how this all starts to go? And there's all these people coming in and adding to this wonderful, it's almost like a snowball, right? And they all keep adding to it. And some will do things, some won't. And again, the process starts all over again. Now I'm going to give you a quick note, okay? And that is that we generally, and I say generally, don't care where a sharer or a potential business builder, brand partner is in our organization. And I say generally because you smart people, you Reds, and the people that are like, hey, I've memorized that comp plan. You're looking at this going, well, wait a second, Chris. We have something called a unilevel as part of our compensation plan, and you bet we do. So you're going to be saying, well, I want all my builders on my first level, right? I want all my builders right up close to me. Optimally, yes. Is that realistic? No. Think back to those original statistics, right? 94% of people, somewhere between 90 and 94% of people are coming to Young Living just for our products. Those aren't our business builders necessarily. So you might share with somebody and then help them share, then help them share, then help them share. And then now this is your business builder. This is your go-to brand partner. And again, would it be great if they were on your first level? Sure. But I'll take them wherever they're at, right? We don't really care where somebody is as part of their journey. We just want to make sure that they're on their journey. And we want to make sure that we're helping and supporting people wherever they are in our group. So again, what we want to do is we want to build wide, right? Meaning we share with the people we know and love, and then we build deep, all right? And as we go through this, we kind of rotate our time, right, until we find 6 different people in 6 different legs who want to do this as a business with us. And once again, people aren't going to raise their hand usually and say, hey, Chris, I want to do this today. I want to be a brand partner today. I want to build this business with you today. Some do, but we need to make sure we're connecting. And there's a reason they call this relationship marketing as well. Now, again, we help people who want to share. And we help them share with the people they know and love, and we help them share with the people they know and love. Now, I will tell you right now, again, going back to that optimal scenario of all of our builders are up close to us, there is not one single Royal Crown diamond in all of Young Living who has diamonds at the top of all of their 6 legs. Okay, they will oftentimes have diamonds in all of their 6 legs, but not at the top of all of their 6 legs. So just something to understand there. Now, a few thoughts on this process. All right. Now, if we miss any one of these steps, once again, we don't get to go to that next step, right? If we miss giving somebody a good experience, we don't get to that potential of a second good experience or the potential of them sharing. Now, remember, everybody's process is a little bit different, but I want you to understand that if they didn't come in, if they didn't have a good time when they came in, they're not going to want to share. Why would they? Right? Now, I want you to think about this too. Sharing has really changed, right? Our world has changed. There's actually a chef who was talking about a menu that talks about how we try with our eye. I love that statement. We try with our eye. And, we now purchase things based on reviews and recommendations. I mean, there's car companies that will drop a car off on your front doorstep that you've never driven, but you've already paid for, right? This is how we do things now. And so we do things, again, based on recommendations and then referrals, right? But we then have to have a good experience if we're going to recommend it to somebody else. So this is the way our world is, which you can see this is right where Young Living is going, which is awesome. And but we keep items. This is the key. We keep items based on its effectiveness. When I say its effectiveness, it's ability to fill the need in our life, right? If I got this shirt online and it showed up and it looked great, but I get it and it's all scratchy and it's really tight over my dad bod and shows things I don't want people to see. Again, I'm going to send it back, right? It didn't fill my need. I wanted a shirt that made me look good, right? I wanted a shirt that made me feel good. I wanted a shirt that was soft. So if we don't help people get products that are, and when I say effective, meaning it's solving whatever it is in their life that they need to solve or wanted to work on or change or whatever fills the need for them, they're going to send it back. Or at the very least, they're sure as heck not going to order again, right? So I already mentioned that we build them wide and then we build deep. We do this for group stability. Okay, we do this for group stability. There are no 2-legged stools. Okay, 3-legged stools, if you ever sat on one, is very precarious. 4 is okay, right? But if you had like a 6-legged stool, which I've not ever seen one, that would be about as rock solid as it gets. I want you to build, when you're looking at this business, build towards RCD, right? Build towards Royal Crown Diamond. That's kind of the point of what we do. Anytime, and this is just another kind of thing to think about. Anytime we build anything in life, whatever it is, right? Let's say you're building one of those bookshelves that you maybe bought from that huge store. You're building one of those bookshelves that you're putting together. You don't look at that tiny little dowel, that little piece of wood and say, how does this go with this next piece? You don't look at that. Instead, you look at the big picture. Where am I going? What should this look like when I'm done? Right now, the glorious part in this business is if you shoot for the very top end and you don't make it, that's fine. Right? You might end up at silver, which is extraordinary, or gold or platinum. Oh darn. Right? So understand that that's okay, but we want to look at the big picture of where we're going, not just that next little piece, not that screw, not that bolt. We want to look at that big picture of where we're going. And again, when we talk about the progression of this business and the process, you're going to see that finding leaders and helping leaders grow is all part of this wonderful process. If we mess up the process, we do lessen our chances of somebody becoming a builder, but that's okay. You're going to mess up. I mess up every single day. I think it's just part of life. It's part of the human condition. But the biggest thing is that if somebody feels that one of the biggest ways we can mess up is that if somebody feels ripped off by Young Living or by our products, or, maybe because again, they didn't feel that need, they're not going to share. Why would you ever share, right? If you had a bad experience with the company, you're not going to say, oh, hey, well, I had a horrible experience, but why don't you go, right? We don't do that. And as I say, as I told you before, this is not a get rich quick scheme. This is something that we have to work hard at. This is not something that people come to Young Living to make a ton of money today or to replace an income today. That's not what this is about. This is about again, getting these wonderful products into people's lives. That's why they come here. That's why I gave you those stats in the very beginning. And guys, like I said, it's hard work. It's hard work. Everything we do is hard work, but most good things are, right? It's, similar to owning a store with great products, right? If you had a store that had great products, you might have people that walk through the door, and if you give them a great experience, they'll walk through again. Not everybody's going to want to work at that store, and that's okay. Some will over time. So now let's talk about some major changes in Young Living this year and why this all matters, how this all ties in. So you might be looking at this and you're saying, Chris, like, we've changed everything, right? We've changed it all. But in reality, we really haven't changed anything at all. What I mean by that is the journey for most Young Living customers to brand partners and everything else is the same. It's all the same. It's the same journey you were on. What has changed, however, is how we share, right? And again, this may be unpopular for some of you. Some of you may be saying this is, Chris is ridiculous. Totally cool. You can totally think that. That's not a problem. So many of us, again, would try to fit a product into somebody's life, right? That's the selling component. If we feel like we're selling somebody something, we're probably fitting a product into somebody's life that necessarily that product shouldn't be there. Now, and again, part of that was maybe because we only had to know a certain set of oils, right? Now, they're awesome oils and, it makes sense. But then the challenge came with retaining them. And I've already given you the stats on that. Now, when we fit somebody into a product, right, instead of finding the right product for somebody, and again, I'm not talking about diagnosing, treating, curing, prescribing. Like, that's not what we do. So please don't do that. What I'm talking about is like genuinely listening to people, figuring out why they're here, right? And we're here to help them. And again, remember, we lose close to 90% of people within 12 months who just came in on the premium starter kit. I'm not talking necessarily about this new bundle change. Again, as I just feel like I have to mention that. But some thoughts about why this is true is I think a lot of people, if those 12 oils, that product does not necessarily fit their need, they feel ripped off, right? So now let's look at this a little bit differently. Let's look at some math. Now, and this is, again, my greens get all excited, okay? So I'm going to show you why, mathematically, why we should actually be more focused on getting people what they need and what they want versus what we think they should get, even if it's how we started, all right? So again, let's assume that a person purchases a premium starter kit, a PSK, and I know we're right in the middle of this transition, but somebody purchases this. So how much, at least as of a few months ago, how much would somebody stand to make? How much would you stand to make off of that? And this is all going to be in US dollars, okay? So please forgive me. I'm not that good at foreign exchange off the top of my head when we start talking about currency. But if somebody purchased a PSK, we would generally, at least as of a few months ago, get $50. Now in the US today, that's going to be, after some recent changes, that would be $25 you would get back. Cool. All right. And again, this is assuming you're a brand partner. Now, you might be saying, well, that's great, Chris. $25, $50, it's great. And again, I got that. It's a one-time sale. We know that statistically. But I think maybe I could get, a few more to continue to order a little bit more. But what would happen? What happens if someone purchases just a bottle of lavender and bottle of peppermint, because those are two of our most popular oils, every month for 12 months? Okay. Maybe they come in, they just say, I want to put some lavender on my feet before I go to bed every night. And, I like the way peppermint smells. And I like diffusing that at work or when I'm working, right? Especially because a lot of us are, again, still working from home. So what would that look like? Well, what's interesting is that's 48.25 PV per month, okay? So for the first 3 months, you make $12.06 per month, again, in US dollars. Now, why do I say that? Well, it's because we get 8% back on our first level. And then again, we can go, depending on your rank, right? You're going to get 8% back on your first level plus an additional 2.5%. And it can actually be even higher than that, but that's just kind of what we're going off of right now. So in the first 3 months, you make $36.19. So just bear with me here, all right? But then what happens in the remaining 9 months, you only make $3.86 per month for the remaining 9 months, okay? And this is actually, again, assuming you're not a silver. So after a year, though, what's interesting is we have somebody ordering every single month. Again, maybe this is what excited them. You've made $70.93. You've made more than even you did a few months ago, right? All because we helped them get the products that they wanted. So we should seek the slow dime over the fast nickel, not necessarily because it's good for us, but absolutely because it's best for the customer. But at the end of the day, it's also better for our business. It breeds stability, right? Because think about it. Even let's look at this a little bit differently. What if it was just a bottle of lavender per month? That's it, right? Just a single bottle of lavender per month. And I'm talking to 15 mil, by the way, in case you are trying to do the math in your head. You've made $37.12 at the end of those 12 months. And again, we're not talking huge sums of money for a reason. Thieves Hand Soap 3-pack. Okay, that's awesome. We make $65 a year off of that. If they just ordered that every single month, that's it, nothing else. Now, we usually see an average order of right around 120 PV. So that would be $116 within a year. This is lifestyle stuff, guys. Do you guys see actually how this is not only a huge win for these new customers, these new people on their young living journeys, but also a win for our businesses? But now let's talk about real quickly the incalculable. Are these happy customers going to be more likely to share? Absolutely, right? Think about that referral-based system that we live in this world now. Are they going to want to share? Probably, or at least more of them will. Are they going to be excited to share? Yeah, because they're having their needs met. They're enjoying themselves. They are having a great time with the products that were helping them solve whatever brought them into young living, and they were helping them fill that gap, right? So now, as you can see on this new platform that we have, that we've shifted to, obviously with the shop by need stuff and everything like that, this is huge. This allows us to meet people where they are. Again, maybe it's 1 product or 10 products or 50 products or 3 products or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. It's all about the customer. So, how has our business changed in addition to what we share? So there's a clear designation, obviously, now between brand partners and customers. The best part about that is there's no more guessing, right? There's no more guessing. Is like, is this person or is this not a member, but kind of no, right? We know these are the people who have raised their hands saying, I want to do this as a business, even a little bit. These are the people who haven't. That's awesome. No more worries, no more pressure. There's no more awkward discussion at enrollment. Like, why am I signing this? Love it. There's a lower barrier to entry. So great, right? This helps us get customers what they want and what they need, regardless of what we think that they should want or need, and regardless of what we're trying to push people towards. This is all about being customer oriented, and I love it. We now have a loyalty program separate from a subscription program. Guys, this is key. Again, it's all about empowering the customers to choose what is right for them. So very quickly, what do we need to look for in our groups? I've talked about the journey. I've talked about some statistics for you. I've kind of given you, I've done some math, right? I mean, anytime a lawyer does math, you should be very excited, right? Because that's really hard for us. But what do we need to look for in our groups? So we need to look for, are we beating that 3% attrition rate? Okay, this is key. Are our enrollers going up or staying flat? The number of people sharing, okay, are they going up? Are they staying flat, or are they declining? Okay, if they're declining, we got a problem. Staying flat means we probably don't have any duplication, and going up, we should see that duplication curve. Again, the enrollers are the number of people sharing every month. Do we have the appropriate structure? Are we going wide and then deep, right? And again, yes, wide and deep is slower, right? But again, our goal should be that bookcase, right? It should be the Royal Crown Diamond and not just the nut or the bolt. Are we seeing lifestyle orders, right? Remember the previous statistics, right? Are we seeing lifestyle orders? Are we seeing people genuinely get what they need and what they want? Are we helping people share? Right. And remember, are we at least being observant and cognizant of the fact that new people are starting their Young Living journeys every single day? So some great tools that are available to you, and I really encourage you to check them out. The Weil Insights app that's been out for a few months, a really great app. Again, it's something you should download. If you haven't checked it out now, go to the App Store on either Apple or Android, download it and check it out for yourself. It's a great tool. We can use it to connect with people. We can use it to look at statistics for our group. We can use it for all sorts of things. And it's kind of like a mini VO on our phone, readily accessible. Which brings me to my next tool, which I love, is just the VO itself, right? We can reach out to people. We can connect to people with our VO. We can see what's going on in our group. There's some great statistics in there. We can run custom reports. You can see everything, kind of the health of your group in there. And there's all sorts of other wonderful tools in the VO as well. And finally, this is one of my favorites that Young Living has, is myYL.com. So what I love about this is a replicating site that allows you to not only have your own Young Living website that's actually endorsed by Young Living, that has Young Living products on it that you didn't have to go pay crazy money to have built or try to go build yourself. I love that it helps you look professional. But my favorite part about it is that we can create custom baskets for people, guys. So if somebody comes to you and they say, Chris, you know what? I think I want some deep relief, some stress away. I think I want some lavender, and I want to try those new Thieves wipes. Cool. We can create a basket for them. Text them the link. They can then buy it. Check out. Done. Okay. I love it. Please go check it out. It's so much easier because it's easier on us, but again, it's all about making things easier on the customer. And that's really what, in my opinion, this is all about. So, all right. So guys, 2021, again, as we wrap this up today, again, thank you for letting me be part of your day. But 2021 has been a shift for so many of us, right? In so many different ways. And in Young Living, we need to embrace this shift because it's a great one, right? There's only good things that can come from this. The changes that have been made already drive at the very core of who we are as a company, right? We are all about wellness, purpose, and abundance. That's who we are. That's what Young Living is. And, this is not just wellness, purpose, and abundance, blanketly, right? This is for you, your family, your friends, your loved ones, people all around the world, our businesses, anything we do. That's what this company strives to be in that wellness, purpose, and abundance. So with that, I hope you have a phenomenal rest of your year filled with those three little words. And until I see you again, and hopefully very soon, hopefully in person, hopefully as a bunch of us as walking diffusers, all hanging out and laughing and hugging each other, I hope you have a great 2021. I hope you have an awesome rest of your convention. And just, again, a fantastic, fantastic year. Thank you so much for letting me be a part of your day today.